Hello, I'm Tony from Bonner's Piano Centre, and this is my review and buyer's guide for the brand new Kawai Novus NV5 hybrid piano. So the NV5 joins Kawai's well-established NV10 model, and the difference between the two instruments is that the NV10 uses a grand piano keyboard action, whereas the NV5 uses Kawai's Millenium 3 upright keyboard action. So let's just recap on what a hybrid piano actually is. It's actually a cross between an acoustic piano and a digital piano. So in the case of the NV5, Kawai have opted to use the same Millenium 3 action that you'll find in their upright pianos, so you've got the true feel of an acoustic upright piano. But then you've got the benefits of digital because the sound is produced digitally, so there's no strings. And of course that means there's no tuning and ongoing maintenance costs. But also you get the other benefits that you get with digital, such as you can plug headphones in for silent practice. You've got a choice of different sounds and voices. You've got connectivity to other devices such as tablets, mobile phones, laptops. And of course, the piano itself is a little bit lighter, so if you need to move it around your room, it's something that you can usually do two people at home together, rather than having to employ a specialist piano moving firm to move your instrument for you. So there are now a number of hybrid pianos on the market, and the Novus NV5 has been launched as a direct competitor to Yamaha's NU1X hybrid piano. If you're thinking of investing in a new piano, then we would always suggest you try and get your hands on the instruments of your choice first, just to make sure that you're choosing the right piano for your own particular playing style and technique. Now, if you come to Bonner's stores, we have one in Eastbourne in East Sussex, one in Reigate in Surrey, and another one in Milton Keynes. You can get your hands on these instruments. We have the Novus NV5 sitting directly next to the Yamaha NU1X, so you can compare the two models and just make sure that you're making the right choice when you're spending your money. I try not to be too opinionated in my videos, but I have to give credit where credit's due, and I must say that the NV5 is one of the best digital instruments that I've ever played. The response that you get when you're playing this instrument and the feedback you get from it is the closest to an acoustic piano that I've experienced. There's just something about the way that it produces its sound. It could be the soundboard speaker system that's on the back. If you take a look at the reverse of the instrument here, as you can see, there's that piece of wood which is known as a soundboard. If you know anything about acoustic pianos, then you'll understand that the strings of an acoustic piano are actually mounted on a frame, and that frame is mounted on a soundboard, and it's the board that resonates, and that's what creates the sound and gives the warmth of a piano. Now, Kawai have been using a soundboard on the back of some of their flagship digital instruments for a number of years, but this is the latest version of the soundboard, and this board has some speakers mounted on it which vibrate, and the whole board moves. Now, when you're playing the NV5, you feel really engaged with the sound. Even the pedals themselves, you can feel slightly vibrating because of the soundboard on the back is actually moving the whole instrument. And it's that very thing that digital pianos in the past haven't been able to give you, which is some kind of feedback. So you feel a real connection with the instrument. Very often with a digital piano, you'll play the keys, but you're not feeling anything coming back through your fingers. Now, the Novus NV5, the whole instrument feels alive to me, and it really is a joy to play. Now, the NV5 has 3 pedals, just as you would find on a grand piano. So you've got sustain, sostenuto, and your soft pedal. Now, what is unusual with the Novus, and because we're talking about a digital instrument here, is that when you press the sustain pedal, that's the right hand pedal, it actually does lift the dampers up inside the piano. Although there's no strings, Kawai have still incorporated a damper system, and what that means to the player, and this is what's quite important, is that when you press a pedal on an acoustic piano, it lifts the dampers up and it actually changes the feel of the keyboard slightly, makes it slightly lighter, and you'll notice that on the NV5 exactly the same thing happens. Now, to my knowledge, it's only the Kawai models, the NV5 and its bigger brother, the NV10, that have that feature in a digital instrument. But it all adds or it's another ingredient that adds to the realism that you get when you're playing the Novus instruments. Let's just take a look at the operating system or user interface of the NV5. As you'll see on the left-hand side here, there's a touch screen, and it gives you access to all the different voices and settings that are inside the NV5. It does go to sleep if you don't touch it as well. And once it goes to sleep, it's just a shiny black panel, so it kind of hides itself. And it's nice to see an electronic instrument without any buttons or anything. There is a volume control hidden underneath here, along with the headphone socket and a couple of other connections to connect to other things. But just on first glance, the Novus NV5 does look like a very small acoustic upright piano. So it's now Kawai's standard operating system in their higher quality instruments. It's a familiar user interface with a touchscreen, uses swipe and point gestures to get to the different functions and change the sounds. So there are a number of different voices built into the NV5. Most people who are investing in one of these want it mainly for the piano sound, and as you could hear in my example of the playing, that the piano sound is beautiful, but there are lots of different types of piano sounds for different styles of music. There's upright pianos, there's grand pianos, there's honky-tonk pianos, there's a jazz piano, there's a romantic classical piano. So lots of different types of pianos. But on top of that, there are other instruments as well. So things like electronic pianos, that's Fender Rhodes or Wurlitzer. There's also organ sounds, your classical organ and jazz organ sounds. You've got strings and choir, and there's even some synthesizer sounds. And the good thing is all the sounds can be layered together as well. So you can actually layer 2 sounds on top of each other, so you can maybe have piano mixed with strings or an organ mixed with choir, and that can all be done using the interface on the NV5. Now, if you really love your piano sounds, then Kawai incorporates something called the virtual technician into their pianos, and what this allows you is to get into a real high level of detail editing of the piano sound. So if you think that a particular part of the keyboard perhaps could be a bit too bright for your liking, then you can tone it down just like a piano technician would. That's why this particular feature is called the virtual technician. But you've got control over lots of different parameters, including individual note tuning. You can change the hammer noise, the damper resonance, the string resonance, the pedal noise. There's all sorts of parameters that you can modify using Kawai's virtual technician, so you can tailor the piano to your own individual taste, and then you can store your own edited piano sounds inside the memory of the NV5. So let's just have a listen to a little bit more playing. I'm going to play a few different styles of music here just to show you how versatile this instrument is. I'm just using one piano sound. I'm not even going through the different piano sounds because, to be honest with you, the basic Shigeru Kawai Concert EX piano sound is really good, and it's great for different styles of music and different styles of playing. So let's just have a listen to a few more excerpts of a few tunes. So that brings me to the end of my Kawai Novus buyer's guide. I hope you found this useful. I've tried to give over as much information as I can in a short time, and this is the most important information, I think, when you're choosing a piano. So the best thing is to come and get your hands on these instruments. So check in the description, you'll find a link to this product on our website where you'll find even more information about the specifications and deeper detail about the NV5. But nothing beats getting your hands on and having a play for yourself. So please do come and visit one of Bonner's piano centres where you can try the Novus NV5. Just give us a call first to make sure that this instrument is in stock, because it's brand new on the market and they are in very short supply at the beginning of the product's life. So just give us a call first, make sure that the instrument you want to see is on display in the store of your choice. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching another one of my piano demonstration movies, and I hope to see you in another one very soon.